And welcome back. With thousands expected to flock to the beaches for New Year's celebrations, child safety is always a concern. Patricia van der Ross is the MMC for Community Safety and Health in the city of Cape Town and joins us now. Patricia, there's an interesting program that the city of Cape Town has introduced, the Identi-kids program, very specifically, which is sort of a tagging program to keep children safe, especially along its busiest beaches like Muizenberg, for instance. 25,000 kids have been tagged so far. Talk to us about the mechanics of this program.
Good afternoon and thanks for the invitation. Our program is called Identi-kids. It's from the Community Arts and Culture Development team within the Community Services and Health portfolio. And yes, we have this program because we really want to make sure that we have got that extra eyes on your child, all the beachgoers, whether you're a visitor from near or far or whether you're one of the beachgoers that lives within the city. We just want to make sure that somebody is watching your child just in case you get your child, you lose your child, or the child wanders off. So we've put this program in place about 8 or 10 years ago, and we're just growing from strength to strength. And those totals that you've mentioned was totals just for 2 public holidays. That was for Christmas Day and Boxing Day. That was the 25,000 plus kids that we tagged.
So what is it? Is it a tagging system where a child receives like a hospital tag, for instance, where their parents' names and numbers are written on in case they get lost? Or is it a little bit more advanced like that, like an air tag program, for instance, or like a dog collar when your dog gets lost and you're able to track it with your phone through a GPS system? What exactly is the mechanics of it?
It is a wristband with a number on it. So the wristband differs in colors. Some beaches have blue, some beaches have orange, purple, and so forth. And what they do is your beachgoers, your parents, caregivers, they go to the registration tables and they get this tag. For example, the number will be 1234. Now, 1234 will then be written on a sheet, and the child's name, surname, the parent's name and surname, 2 contactable numbers, as well as what the child is wearing, as well as the child's address will then be logged. None of that information will be on the wristband because that will put the child in more danger.
Right.
So we have that on in a separate log book. And what happens should the child wander off, and he wanders off, for example, from Muizenberg to Strandfontein Beach, and somebody picks up that there's a child there and the child's wandering around crying, looking for their parents. They will look at that number and they will know exactly which beach they are from. They will then call it through. We also have that relationship with our provincial DSD, with our local SABC, as well as law enforcement. And we then make sure that the parent either come to that beach to come and get their child, or one of our representatives will go with a law enforcement agent or a SABC official and go to the beach where their child comes from, and the parents will then be reunited with their children.
Do you have any sort of analytics about how many children go missing on beaches, and through this program, how many of them eventually get located and reunited with their family should it happen?
When we started off on the 14th of December, I took a count over that weekend. I was like, okay, only 9 kids went missing and they were reunited. But when I saw the figures on the 25th and the 26th of December, where a total of 169 kids went missing, and fortunately all of them were reunited with their parents, I thought this is really a good thing that we're doing as a city of Cape Town, because just imagine a parent without their child over Christmas. So we're really putting in all the efforts that we possibly can. So far, the numbers are still on 169. We're waiting for the week ending to get our updated numbers, but we are hoping that we don't have much more children that will be wandering away, or parents misplacing their children or forgetting their children on beaches.
What's of particular concern on beaches on New Year's Day, for instance, is public consumption of alcohol, which on beaches is an illegal activity, and that might be a contributing factor to certain parents losing their children, or children wandering off without the vigilance of parents on the one hand, but also predatory behavior can be at its highest during such a period, particularly people that are looking to kidnap and abduct children. What reinforcement is brought about for those sort of concerns?
You are so right in saying that, and that's why we have that relationship and that collaboration within the city of Cape Town, within the different departments. We've got disaster risk management on our beaches, we've got law enforcement patrolling on our beaches, we've got SABC patrolling on our beaches, and we've got that relationship with DSD to be able to just give that extra hand from a provincial side. And you are so right, parents tend to think that it's okay to go to the beach with children and be intoxicated. And that is so unfair on those children, because yes, they get excited, and yes, they wander off, and yes, they swim sometimes and follow friends and they get lost. But if your parent or your caregiver is not responsible enough to be able to look at where your child is at all times, we need to be able to put that system in place, and that's what we've done. We're not always as successful. I mean, last season, we had a case where we had quite a few children, I think 6 or 8 kids, that we had to hand over to DSD, and further charges were placed against the children for neglect because they forgot the kids at the beach. And you know, when you intoxicated and you go home, the first thing you want to do is sleep, and you wake up at 9-10 o'clock at night, and then you discover your child is gone, and then it's too late. So we try, some of our officials actually sit with those kids at the police station and wait for parents at the nearest police station to where the children reside, and wait for the parents to collect them.
Yeah. Patricia van der Ros, thank you so much for that. Really do appreciate it. Patricia van der Ros is the MMC of Community Safety and Health in the city of Cape Town.